Felt really weird to do that just now. I'm not even gonna lie to you. By the way, when I hung those flags up, was the sketchiest situation of all time. I had to get up on the front deck of my bass boat, which is like right there. Had to get a full-size ladder, put it on the boat deck. Then I had to climb up and stand on the very top step. You know, the one that you're not supposed to step on. And then I had to get up on my tippy toes and reach to the rafters and use fishing line and tie those flags up. So I can't believe I just tore those down, but that's just kind of where we are right now. You know, I've been avoiding making this video for like over 2 months. I knew this day was coming. I knew this video was coming. And I've been like dreading it. I don't even really know why. So, I mean, as you guys know, I've spent the last, do some quick math here, probably 7 or 8 years working with Googan. I first started off just promoting Googan baits. When they had first come out, I think I was one of the first people who was not in the Googan Squad that, you know, they reached out to. They wanted me to promote Googan baits, you know, and I thought it was the coolest thing in the world at that time. Then you fast forward, you know, from 2017 and just starting to work with Googan baits. Obviously that evolved and I became more a part of Googan. And then eventually I was getting invited to Googan Weeks. And eventually I was kind of inducted into the Googan Squad itself. And to be honest, I don't know that I ever fit in with the Googan Squad, like totally, you know? I was inducted into the squad. We did like a whole video about it. I think that was like 2020 or 21. And I was in the squad, but I wasn't an original member. You know what I mean? I wasn't Lake Fork Guy, Lunkers TV, Flair, John B., AP Basson, or even One Rod. You know, One Rod was in the squad before I was. I don't think I ever was at the status within the squad, or not even status, but I don't think I was ever really looked at like I was actually in the squad, if that makes sense. Like I was definitely affiliated with Googan and I was tight with everybody and I used all Googan stuff. Obviously, I mean, look at everything behind me right now. Rods, reels, lures, line, I mean, everything, bags, hats, apparel, everything was Googan, you know? So I was definitely associated, but I don't think that I ever really was in the squad. I don't think that I ever really fit in. And maybe that was kind of a reason why we are where we are today. I just was never really a good fit, but Googan was new. You know, when Googan came around, I had just come onto YouTube. I had just started to get a little traction on YouTube, and I was really like loving making fishing videos and putting them on YouTube. Like it was my passion, and it still is to this day. At the time, it kind of felt like a dream come true. You know what I mean? Like in my mind, at that time, there was not a better fishing brand out there, or like a newer, more exciting, more cutting edge, more just do our own thing brand. You know what I mean? And that's me. Like that's what I wanted to do. I just want to do my own thing. And over those years, over those 8 years, I really don't have that much bad stuff to say about Googan in general. You know what I mean? Obviously, by the title and the thumbnail, I mean, you guys know what's going on. I suspect that a lot of you probably already knew this was coming because I haven't really like posted anything. I haven't really promoted Googan in like months, and I haven't said anything about Googan, and I haven't been to a Googan week since Puerto Rico, I think, which was me and Lake Fork Guy went to Puerto Rico, and Lunkers TV and John B went to Japan. It was like an island versus island cross-world challenge, which was amazing, by the way. That was one of the most amazing trips I've ever been on in my life. Dude, my lens is dirtier than a... Okay, I either just made it a lot better or a lot worse. Yeah, so I'm not working with Googan anymore. I'm not in the squad anymore. I'm not affiliated. I'm not going to any more Googan weeks, obviously. I'm no longer in a professional relationship with Googan. You know, I'm no longer being paid to promote. So where did it go wrong, right? Probably some people out there would like to know that. And I don't know if there was a specific moment where all this went sideways for me personally, But I'm going to take it back all the way to the beginning when I first knew that I was probably going to leave Googan. And I mean, elephant in the room, right? So AO and Norm, back in 2021 or 22, I mean, we were, really good friends. Obviously, you guys remember. Tons of videos together, hung out all the time, loved those guys. And they were working with Googan just like I was. And the intent there was those two guys were going to come in and they were going to be in the Googan Squad, and we were just going to keep making the Googan Squad bigger, 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 bigger. That was always the plan, right? But when they left, that was the first domino that let me know that I was probably going to leave. I'd never had the level of fun filming, traveling, making YouTube videos with Googan, or with any Googan Squad members or any Googan weeks. I never had as much fun doing that as I did when I was filming with Norm or AO and like our whole crew. I'm leaving people out. There's a bunch of people that I enjoy filming with, but those guys, that was the apex of my fun on YouTube. And so once that was gone, once you take the fun out of anything, it kind of hurts, you know what I mean? But there was still a lot of people in the squad, and the squad was still technically thriving, at that point. That everybody was getting views, the Googan Squad channel was getting views, everybody felt good, new products were coming out, and it just seemed like business was good, you know what I mean? And everything was fine. Then over time, after those guys left, people started dropping like flies, you know what I mean? Perrick was already gone at that point, but he disappears, he was gone. And then One Rod was kind of out of the fold for a while. And then Flair wasn't hanging out so much anymore. And then, just people were dropping. Fishing with Becca left. One of my dear friends, love Becca. She's been out here to the place before, I love her. She left Googan. Fishing with Yak Pack, left Googan. Obviously Yak Pack, a good buddy, once again, somebody that I'm close with, somebody that I love and that I have fun filming with. When every single other human that you're friends with starts leaving, it's like, man, this isn't good. And it doesn't feel good. Because I didn't want any of those people to leave. I just wanted to be with those people. It's like one day I just woke up and I looked around and none of my friends were left. It's like Googan started off as something. It was such an amazing idea. I'm talking about when it first started, when the company first came to be, like 2017 range maybe, 18, when it started to get huge. It had so much soul in it because the people that were doing it were all the guys, and they were just so passionate about all their channels, the fishing, the content, the traveling. They were all so into it, and you could tell. But over time, that just went away. And it probably had something to do with people leaving one by one, and you lose a personality, you lose another personality, you lose 5 personalities, and it just kind of took the soul out of it. So, like right now, 2025, it feels like Googan Squad, or just the word Googan, the entity itself, is just now a hollow, corporate shell. And it's just all business, and there's just not any soul left, if that makes sense. And I just couldn't do this anymore, I just can't keep doing the same thing over and over and over again when there's no soul, even when you're getting paid, you know what I mean? Like when I left Googan, I had a contract that they offered to me that was very lucrative, and I just said no. I don't want to do this anymore just for money. And I never wanted to do it just for money. I wanted to do it because of the passion that was involved in it. I just felt like it's just time for me to do something different, And even if that doing something different is just going back to my roots, you know what I mean? When I first started this channel, because I was a new fisherman, I had zero alliance to any bait company, any lure, any rod or reel. I didn't give a shit what I was using, right? I would use anything and everything to catch the fish. That's all I wanted to do. And that was fun, man. That's so freeing when you can be that way. I've been promoting really nothing but Googan for so long it's like I almost have to like reset myself, and get back to that early on LOJO where I just wanted to go fishing. I just wanted to film videos and make them fun and interact with people who also love fishing and the outdoors and hunting and everything. I just want to reiterate though that there's no hard feelings. Like I'm not sitting here in front of you today to bash anybody or to bash the Googan Squad or Googan baits or like, I'm not interested in any of that. Like there's a part of me that feels really good sitting here because I know that I'm doing this for all the right reasons. Just because the passion was gone. It's not just about money. My dad, God rest his soul, he would pound that into my head. You can't, Ooh, sorry, I got a little choked up there for a second. One of the things my dad really imparted in me, you can't be so driven by money that you're blinded and that you're distracted from things that really matter. And I wholeheartedly believe that. Even though we're all out there on our grind, we're trying to make money, there's nothing wrong with making money. But you can't be so consumed by it that you just forget everything else that matters to you, Sorry, talking about my dad gets me a little choked up. I'm really sorry. Not the direction that I wanted to take this video at all. But yeah, obviously this was not an easy decision by any means. But man, it was just something that I felt like I had to do. I just have to reset. I've got to go back to what brought me down this path to begin with. Like the path of YouTube videos and fishing and being silly and having fun. Like I got to get back to that. So I feel like this is the right decision. Of course, I'm curious as to what you guys think in the comment section. I'm sure there's going to be a ton of discourse down there. At Googan, they made a lot of products over 8 years. And some of those products I loved, and some of those products I didn't really care for, and some of the products I just flat out hated, and I wouldn't use. You know what I mean? There's some Googan products that I never promoted because I hated them, And I didn't ever really have a say in any of that stuff. Like I didn't really have a say in product development and, maybe I could have if I tried harder, but nobody was really calling me, asking, hey, what do you think about the Hound? It's like, well, it kind of sucks. It doesn't really walk. It's not a walking bait. It's too light. It's too skinny. I think the goal was to put out as many products as possible to just take over the market, which Googan did for a while, I think. I think they were probably one of the biggest fishing companies out there for a few years. Probably had one of the highest peaks of any fishing company over the last 5, 6, 7 years. But when you have that huge peak, it just kind of seems like, there's nowhere to go but eventually, come back down to earth. And I just think that's happened. And the passion, I'm going to say it again, the passion just seems like it's gone. And once I feel that way about something, I just almost have to remove myself from it immediately because it's just so bad. You know what I mean? Like it's just bad for me mentally. One of the real issues that I'm facing right now is what I'm going to do with all of this stuff, I'm going to give away a lot of this Googan stuff to like some friends and subscribers that I know personally. I'm going to just give a bunch away. I could have like hundreds of hard baits that are unopened, you know what I mean? And I think I'm going to sell a ton of this stuff on Whatnot. You'll probably find some insane deals because I'm not putting any minimum price on anything. I'm just going to put it up and you could probably buy stuff for super cheap if you're on that stream. I'm not trying to make a ton of money. I just want to get rid of this stuff and I want to get it in the hands of anglers who might need some gear out on the cheap. But I'm going to put a link in the top of the description to Rob's Whatnot stream. I'll probably do a ton of giveaways on that stream as well. Like every few items we sell, we'll just give away something. I'll also put the date that we're going to do it right here on the screen. And please join the Whatnot stream. If nothing else, just to hang out. If you guys want me and Rob to sign some stuff, we will. But it's going to be a good time. We're just going to be hanging out. But that's not what this video is about, obviously. I just know a lot of you are going to be asking, like, hey, Lojo, what are you going to do with all this Googan stuff? And the answer is, you could get some of it directly from me if you want, on an insane deal, most likely. It's another thing I want to do with my fishing life. I just want to downsize. Like I have walls of baits. Do I need walls of baits? Am I a tournament angler? No. I'm just a dude who likes to fish, so I need to kind of downsize my fishing footprint. I need to get back to the angler that I was, which was just, I have like 5 or 6 rods in the garage, maybe like 10 at the most. And then I have some packs of baits, some terminal tackle, some hard baits, and that's it, you know? I don't need all this stuff anymore. A lot of it's just sitting here collecting dust, and that's not what this stuff was meant to do either. Man, I feel like this video got way too serious on me, but you know, it is what it is. And you know, I do want to take this opportunity to thank Googan and just really anybody and everybody who has worked with Googan in the past, present, future. I just want to thank everybody, anybody who's ever helped me. And there's been too many people to possibly name. And Googan itself definitely helped me take another step in my channel, you know? And it was fun being a part of something like that because it was historic. It was fun to be a part of that. And I'm so thankful I got that opportunity. And it really helped me in so many ways over the years. So definitely wasn't all bad. I don't want anybody to think that because that's just not true. So no complaints here, boys. We're moving forward, onward and upward. As of right now, I don't have like any channel sponsors, you know what I mean? So it's time to start over from scratch, boys. And just think about the possibilities that that's going to open up for the channel. Let me lastly thank you guys because I would not be anywhere on YouTube or in this conversation at all without you guys, the subscribers. In fact, hold on one second. There we go. Look at that, boys. Kind of forgot about this particular piece of fan art that I got many years ago, but as this gentleman said with this metal art, best subscribers on YouTube right there. And you're the best subscribers on YouTube mainly because you helped this guy right here get to over 780,000 subscribers or whatever, which I had no business of ever growing my channel that big. I'm not good looking enough. I'm not funny enough. I'm not charismatic enough. I'm clumsy as hell. I'm not a very good fisherman. I could go on and on. Like, I should not be in this position, but yet here we are. So thank you guys. I genuinely mean it. I've met so many of you out there in the world, and I hope I continue to meet you all. Oh yeah, by the way, oh my gosh, I almost forgot about this. I would have been so pissed. I'm gonna be at the Bassmaster Classic this year. I hope to see a ton of you guys out there. It's in Fort Worth, Texas this year. So right there in Dallas, where I have some business stuff with Lunkers TV. So I'm in Dallas all the time. So yeah, I hope I see a ton of you guys at the Bassmaster Classic. I'm gonna be hanging out hopefully all the days, you know what I mean? At least a couple of the days, like at the expo. I'm gonna be around for the tournament itself. You know, I wanna see who wins. Like, I'm trying to get them juices flowing, you know, the bass fishing love. I want to get that going again. And I think that's exactly what I need to get that going. So I can't think of a single other thing to say, and I'm tired of hearing myself talk, as I'm sure you guys are too. So let me just say thank you for watching this video. I'll see you guys next time, and hopefully it'll be a little bit less serious and a little bit more, oh my God, it's a big one. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.